technically, and I've said this before, you could argue that if the Mutant Registration Act was enabled, all the mutants at the X Academy wouldn't have had to have died.
Wait, say that again?
So, like, you know, the whole thing that mutants are against is the Mutant Registration Act.
Right.
And that's what the X-Men are against. If, you know, the Mutant Registration Act was enacted, they wouldn't have had the problem where everyone in the X-Mansion died except for Logan.
What was the Mutant Registration Act again?
The Mutant Registration Act is Civil War's thing, where it's like, hey, like, you should be registered if you have these powers.
Oh, right. I just forgot in the comics it was based around the mutants, which meant everybody, including superheroes. I forgot, because in the Civil War movie, it's different.
Is it not that? Is it not something?
In the Civil War movie, it's the same thing. It's just that the government's like, we want to be able to sign over your guys' rights to be able to do anything on this planet, essentially. Like, any missions that you do, it has to be... It has to be like approved by the government.
I guess similar concept, but
right. Basically, they're governed in a way. They're not independent. And who is it? Iron Man wants to be governed, and Captain America's like, "Fuck that. We need to be independent." Right. That's the thing I thought. Like, Civil War's a great movie. That's actually a great MCU movie, because I think both of them have very valid points of why they do what they do, you know, or why they think the way they do.
Interesting if you think about the characters' like initial incarnation, like it's flipped what you'd actually expect, because like
you would expect what, Tony Stark to be more like, fuck that?
Yeah, to be like, oh, you know, I fucking play by my rules, and you'd expect the original version of like Captain America, pre-Captain America-ing
to be like, we are governed by America.
Exactly.
That's true. Wow, I've never even thought of that, but that's actually really solid, like, take on that. Like, you would expect it to be the other way around. It does make it more fascinating, though, huh?
But it's like, it's the horrors that someone like Captain America has seen by like a governed body that like wants him, free. Yeah, it's free. We'll stay.
Yeah. I think a lot of why that movie was good too is because they just casted both those characters so well. I think Chris Evans is great as Captain America.
Holy shit, the casting is fucking impeccable.
I think Chris Evans is great as fucking Captain America.
Dude, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark.
100%. I mean,
maybe the best casting I've ever seen.
The thing I like about Captain America, though, is that I didn't like him at first. I didn't really like Captain America First Avenger. I thought it was okay.
I thought it was good.
But I actually think Captain America's movies got better and better. I thought Winter Soldier was better. I liked Winter Soldier a lot. That was more of like a spy espionage film. And then Captain America Civil War was incredible. Like, I loved that movie.
What is your favorite independent Marvel cinematic movie? So not
an MCU film. That's what you're saying?
So like Iron Man would count, Captain America would count, Thor would count, but not like when they actually expand into the universe.
Oh, so you're saying what's my favorite like standalone of the MCU films?
Yeah, exactly. I would say
that's
Iron
a good
Man.
question.
I would say Iron Man free.
The first Iron Man?
Yeah.
I got to really think about all their movies. Wait, so there's no other superheroes in their film?
Or it's not like a major driving factor. Because you could say Spider-Man Homecoming, I'll give you that.
Or or No Way Home. I really like No Way Home a lot. Okay.
I would say Far From, for some reason.
Fuck it, I'll go with you. I'll say Iron Man 1. Because that is a really good film.
So fucking good, man.
Like, if we're just talking purely like an MCU film that just is purely about that one hero, I would say Iron Man 1. It was pre kind of MCU though too. Like, that movie was kind of like hinting at an Avengers, but
Captain America was solid. Like, I really liked it when I first watched it. I think retroactively I like Iron Man 1 a lot more. I think I maybe appreciated it less when I first saw it.
What am I supposed to do here? Interrogate, where's he at?
Interrogate who?
Oh, he's right here on the ground.
Good old Wardy Sharp, dude.
What's your favorite Marvel movie outside of the MCU that's not a part of the MCU? So we're talking Toby. Well, no, I guess Toby's would now count as the MCU. So we're talking Blade. We're talking
Deadpool?
no, because Deadpool's now part of the MCU.
Oh, true.
Same with Wolverine, because Wolverine's in Deadpool 3, which I actually do want to see that. I think that'll be good. I actually genuinely think Deadpool 3 will be good.
So what are we counting then? What's
So we're talking
Blade,
Blade,
Daredevil,
Ghost Rider,
Ghost Rider,
the original Hulk,
the original Daredevil.
the original Daredevil, not the new Daredevil because he's part of the MCU now. Which I loved his cameo in fucking No Way Home, dude. Badass. I was so hyped when I saw him. Holy shit.
Is it weird that I want to say the original Hulk?
Is your favorite?
Maybe.
Not the Edward Norton one, the one before that.
Oh, oh
'Cause
shit.
the Edward Norton one is part of the MCU.
I really like that movie though.
I like that movie too, but before the Hulk before that. So
I did watch that. I don't remember it that well.
watched it recently. It is not good.
Oh fuck. Then definitely not that. I was thinking Edward Norton wasn't. I need to watch Blade again.
I like Blade a lot.
It's been a while. I remember liking it a lot. You know what? I haven't watched the second Ghost Rider movie.
Neither have I. Spirit of Vengeance, or
I heard it was bad.
I heard it was bad too. I liked the first one.
I liked it too.
You know, I didn't think it was the greatest of all time or anything.
How do you
but
feel about the Fantastic Four?
I recently watched it and I thought it was just just lukewarm. Like I thought it was just very like, yep, this is a 2000 superhero movie. You know?
I think the casting is decent.
Right.
But above and beyond that, yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot for the characters.
No, I would agree.
Oh man,
They made 2 of those films too.
they did. Silver Surfer.
And then they tried to reboot it again, and I tried watching that one. I didn't like that one either. You remember that one?
I did not watch that one.
It was all right. Actually, no. That one I didn't really like.
Oh
shit! Someone's
dude, there
getting
really
shit.
isn't much that's not attached to the wider MCU. Actually, I might say Blade by default, but that's not really like inconsistent with enough. Or what about you? Because this is fucking.
Maybe Blade, dude. Maybe Blade.
You know what I'd love to see? I probably said this before. Spawn.
Did you see the Spawn movie?
Was there a recent one?
No, the one from the 90s.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I liked it. I thought it was really different. I remember
You know what? Fuck it, Spawn game.
a Spawn game would be cool.
I think they could do a Spawn game better than ever.
How do you feel about Daredevil as a character?
I need to rewatch the series for one. I haven't read a whole lot of Daredevil comics. I don't know if they do him amazingly in the 90s series for Spider-Man because they have a little crossover episode. I don't know if you remember that.
That was the first time I saw Daredevil as a kid was in the PS1 Spider-Man game.
What else is he in? What's like...
Really like Daredevil in his show though. I think Charlie Cox does a great job as Daredevil.
I'm not caught up on Daredevil, unfortunately. I need to get back to it. That's
Well, they're rebooting the series to be part of the MCU. Did you hear about that? It's called Daredevil Born Again, and it's all the same actors from the Netflix show.
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good too, dude. Jesus Christ. Disney needs to stop fucking around, man. Holy shit.
Disney has ruined everything they've touched so far.
Oh my god, like badass Acolyte poster, shitty fucking trailer. Holy god, did that fucking look bad to me. The Acolyte, the Star Wars Acolyte shit. Remember that? Remember I was kind of hyped on that, and then...
You know, it'd be cool.
Huh.
An Azrael movie.
That would be cool.
That'd be fucking actually kind of godlike. Which you, by the way, recommended me a podcast, and you still haven't listened to it.
What?
Riddler's Secrets in the Dark.
I recommended that to you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You're just like, I think so. I think you're just like, oh, hey, I found this podcast. I'm gonna give it a listen. You should check it out.
Oh, I did.
And I was just like, oh, hell yeah, I'll check it out. Fucking blitz through that.
What was it again? It's a story, right? A storytelling podcast?
Yeah, Riddler's Secrets in the Dark. If you guys want to, you should absolutely go and check it out.
Dude,
I listened to
you
all
should
of it.
send it to me right now because I forgot I recommended that to you. I'll actually listen to that at work when I go back to work.
Really fucking good. I enjoyed it.
I'll listen to it at work, deadass.
The voice actor?
Long podcast?
Like 45 minutes, like
Okay.
something like that, I think.
Dude, I bet I could rip through that in the next 2 days.
The guy that plays Batman in that sounds like he would do a good Spawn voice, actually.
Okay. The fuck am I supposed to do here? Rendezvous with the undercover cops in the iceberg lounge to collect the upgrade.
I'm just gonna like Instagram DM you. Is it weird that I Instagram DM people more than text them?
No, I actually talk to people over Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok more than I do over text.
Here you go, fella.
You send it to me? Good shit. No, I don't think that's weird at all. It did, but those messages on those apps just killed apps like WhatsApp and shit. Like, why would you even need WhatsApp when you can just talk to people on Instagram now?
Freaking, you know, that's another medium I'd like to see explored more, is actually the, like, audio media, because...
Yeah, me too, because I liked Wolverine The Long Night.
Yeah, and The Lost Trail. Lost Trail wasn't as good,
Lost
but
Trail
it was
was
still
okay, but
it was still good.
Long Night was really solid. I like that one a lot.
The mystery and intrigue around that whole series, and the fact that you were half and half following Wolverine and the detectives, which no spoilers, I'm not going to say what happens. If you want to see what happens, fucking listen to the podcast.
Very solid.
It's
Go check
good.
it out. Yeah, pretty good.
And Richard Armitage, such an amazing voice for Wolverine. He sounds almost identical to...
Remote Mine.
Oh, Distance Upgrade?
No, the Disruptor.
Oh,
I think it can get rid of the
let's
mines
go.
now.
Let's fucking go.
That's literally what that was. I would have to go all the way back into Wonder City to get that one trophy.
And we know how much we love going there.
We'll do that later.
So fucking, yeah, Richard Armitage, great job at Wolverine. He sounds pretty similar to Hugh Jackman. He doesn't sound too dissimilar at all.
You mean huge jacked man?
Fucking huge. Yup.
Fucking Hugh Jackman's fucking massive again for Wolverine, dude.
Man, what a beast.
Isn't he like 50-something years old, dude? It's like fucking nuts, man. I don't think he's as jacked as he was in fucking, in Logan.
I don't think anyone's expecting him to be.
I do want Deadpool 3 to be good, dude. I actually am excited for that film. I want it to be good. Because I like the first two Deadpool movies. I am worried it's not going to be as good as the first two Deadpool movies, but Wolverine and Deadpool being in the same movie, besides obviously X-Men Origins Wolverine, which we don't talk about that film. That movie's
Which one?
awful.
What were we just talking about?
How do you feel about the Deadpool 3 movie? Do you want to go see it?
I will see it. I'm kind of indifferent towards it.
What do you think of the first two movies?
Oh, they're good. I did think they were good, which makes me hopeful that they will be good. But as far as
Are you just like super reserved because you the track record with Disney? Is that why?
Yes, but also I think it's fair to not get my expectations too high. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than unexpectedly let down.
Do you think it has potential to be good with Wolverine and Deadpool being in the same movie? Like,
I haven't. Yeah, I mean, you said it about X-Men Origins Wolverine. I haven't seen their on-screen chemistry since that movie, and that movie was realistically, like memes aside, it was okay at best.
well, Origins Wolverine, I really didn't like it.
I didn't either. Like I said, okay at best.
Sure.
So seeing what they potentially could do in like a good movie, like I'm hopeful, but I haven't seen them really act well together.
Yeah.
Like you don't think about those two actors as meshing personalities, like, you know. But I mean, in the comic, they both portray the characters so good, but you know, I don't know, like seeing how they would actually get along on screen and how they'd feed off each other is what's going to be interesting to me.
I think it has potential to be really good.
I think it definitely has the potential. I think they both play the characters that they're casting amazingly. I mean, to the point where I couldn't see anyone else as Wolverine other than Hugh Jackman, and there was only one person made for the role for Deadpool, and
I
it is.
hope that the movie's just got a little bit of depth to it. Deadpool 1 and 2 didn't have a huge amount of depth, but there was a little bit of depth there. I mean,
What do you
know
want to
what?
see from Deadpool 3?
I want to see, like, obviously the humor to work between them, but I want them to have, like, an actual, like, I don't know. I think like that's a good question because like, what's the first Deadpool about? Wade Wilson is like a mercenary type person, right? And then he ends up getting cancer, incredibly dark, right off the bat. And then he tries this new mutant program thing to like reverse his cancer, right? Because he's like a deeply like traumatized person, right? I mean, even his girlfriend is like, you know, like they're both like fucked up people, like.
Yeah.
But that's like what makes their relationship charming. So you know, like the reason why he ends up trying to beat his cancer and do the mutant experimentation is for her. So I think that actually adds a little bit of depth to Wade Wilson as a character, you know, like it's almost like a Joker thing, but like more on the good side of it, because it's like he uses humor to mask this pain kind of thing. So I think that like there's potential for there to be something good there with Wolverine and Wade Wilson to relate in a way with that, you know, just on the opposite. It'd be more like a Batman and Joker kind of dynamic, just more on like they're both kind of
on the same
side. I think that could be potentially really strong. Now, if they just lean purely on the comedy, I'm going to be gravely disappointed by the film, to be honest with you.
I think...
Let's try and solve this puzzle. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and spit what you think.
This isn't terrible. You got this, easy peasy.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay.
So already activate that top one before you... Oh, no, you got it. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Then just, yeah, you got it. Easy peasy.
So what do you think of that take, though, I just said? That make you a little bit more interested if they did something like that?
No.
No? Really? Okay.
The thing that I looked for with Deadpool and Wolverine is their experience with what is the project Wolverine is a part of? Weapon X program.
Yeah. Yep.
That is their commonality between them, and then like I'd be interested to see them like deployed as a task force and like have something set up, because either you play off of X-Men Origins Wolverine existing, or you have to make a completely new film in order, or like, how would I put this? You'd have to put exposition to their relationship in the movie, or play off of a really bad movie. But as far as emotional story beats, like, it can't be like...
I'm not saying they have to sit there and have a sob story to each other. I'm just saying that, like, it would be interesting to, like you said with the Weapon X program, for them to have some relatability and find common ground. Because they're obviously two different... They're not... It's going to be like a buddy cop film where they're just like I'm the stoic cop and this is the goofy cop, and they have to work
Pulp Fiction.
Kind of, they have to like work together and you know what I mean? But I think that
this summer a wacky pair get together. Can they solve the mystery?
But I think that there could be enough there to where like, oh, you're like rooting for them to be like the dynamic duo, you know? Like I want there to be that in the film. If the film doesn't have that, I don't think the film's going to be like, I think I'm just going to be like, meh. You know, like the other thing too is that like I think the reason why I want that in the film is because I'm just honestly a little tired of the MCU humor. I hope that movie's got its own type of humor, you know, like, or actually, you know, does something different, for the love of fuck, because I mean the MCU is just so fucking, I'm over it at this point.
It's hard for me to imagine the direction that they'd go with a film like this. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a little tough, eh? Yeah, just take these guys out first. Yeah, I just want to know what they'd tackle more than anything. I'd be interested to see, like, and I guess more to the point that I've been kind of on, like, a bit of an X-Men craze.
Yeah.
Is I wouldn't mind seeing the X-Men set up like a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, each mutant gets their own independent film, and then have them culminate together into like this big bombastic thing called the X-Men, and then that's your, like, yeah, set up fucking well, what are some major villains of X-Men? Oh my god, I'm fucking blanking. I'm so not brushed up on
Magneto.
Well, I mean, everyone knows Magneto.
The Brotherhood.
Yeah, you could have like a Brotherhood showdown for sure, but there's bigger villains than that, right?
For the X-Men?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to. For some reason I feel like you're right, but I'm drawing a blank
No,
too.
I'm 100% right. I'm always right, Cody. Oh my god,
I feel like I'm drawing a blank
I'm
right
a
now.
little pissed off at myself right now. I'm usually a little bit better about X-Men than this. God, Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yeah, fuck, yeah.
There's at least 2 more
Yeah,
major ones.
there
that
are more. I'm just drawing a blank on them too right now. I don't know why.
There's a cool comic line that I'm unfamiliar with, where like members of the X-Men are possessed by the Phoenix Force, and it's not just Jean Grey. Like Cyclops is as well, and it goes into him rejecting Charles's idealisms of like he was telling Professor X how he bred him to be a soldier, and that there's not like a single line of thinking that isn't Charles in his own mind. And I'm just like, dude, that's super, like, such a fascinating like take on the character, because like, and then, you know, going into the emotional beat of Scott, where like, you know, he was an orphan child because I forget why. But then he was taken into the X-Men always.
Scott?
Yeah.
Well, him and his brother, right? What was Havoc?
But there was another storyline where like Professor X is way more like of a narcissist, and then went out of his way to erase Scott's memory of his brother because he thought it was perturbing him, just like he did to Beast, where he's like, I'm gonna erase the memory of your girlfriend because it's getting in the way of you doing the job. And then yeah, like Scott would grow to resent Professor X because, like, you know, he led him up with all these expectations of grandeur, being his like his.
Isn't that kind of what Professor X does with Jean too, though?
Kind of.
And why she ends up resenting him too?
I think so.
In a way, it's because like she looks at it as like, oh, you're just trying to like suppress my power, kind of thing, right? With Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, but it was like led that. It's like, oh, you know, I was your #1 soldier. You always, like, you know, essentially groomed Scott to be like
The leader of the X-Men.
Exactly. But what was I gonna say?
Dude, Cyclops is such a cool hero,
Dude,
too.
he actually is. I think
he's fucking awesome.
I've appreciated him more as I've gotten older.
My dad told me when I asked him, I was like, who's your favorite X-Men? My dad always said Cyclops.
Cyclops is that guy, bro. And they actually give him like a pretty cool moment in X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Like his fight sequences, it's cool. Like he was using his like kinetic blast to like move around the area.
Yeah. I've always thought Cyclops was cool as shit too, though.
He's pretty cool.
He is fucking dope. I think the thing that's really impressive with Stan Lee's writing with all these heroes, he's written a lot of superheroes.
Very true.
But a lot of them have like really interesting fucking, like, the man was just a genius when it came to like writing interesting characters. So you really think about it, like all the mutants he wrote, he gave them abilities that are both a blessing and a curse. All of them. So that's why they work so well as a team, is because they're supposed to be the band of misfits, right? Like that's what makes the X-Men so great, is like we didn't belong anywhere else, but we belong here, kind of thing.
All the more reason why I'm just like, dude, you could give each mutant an individual movie of like of their origin and getting to.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
like Scott Summers being like, I can't even open my eyes without shooting lasers out of them. Like I have to have sunglasses to suppress them, or, and like being that much of a danger because of your powers. Like I think that's a really cool.
Dude, I'll send you a video I was watching earlier. That shit was kind of fucking heat, and it was just talking love on Cyclops. I'm like, dude, this shit is like.
Cyclops is fucking dope, dude. I've always liked Cyclops. He's always been one of my favorites of the X-Men.
Rogue is another one. I mean, she was kind of explored.
Rogue is the same thing though. It's like. It's an ability that she has that she could use to her advantage, but it's also a disadvantage. She can't ever, like, really be in love, because physical touch will fucking kill her lover, Like, I think all of that stuff that, like, Stan wrote, when you really think about it, you're like, damn, man, that guy is a genius, dude. Like, legitimately, like...
That was pretty decently... I think you were able to interrogate that guy on the...
I thought I had to kill these guys first. No?
But I think he's, like, segregated by himself.
You might be right.
I could be wrong.
I'll go over there real quick. Give me a sec. But, you know what I mean? Like, I think when you really think about all these characters, like Wolverine's thing is that he can't die, and he wants to. which makes it interesting. Like, that's a character where it's like it really tests the idea of like, if you could live forever, would you want to, kind of thing, because you have to watch everyone you grew up with die. Like, because isn't Wolverine born in like the 1800s?
Something like that.
I think he is. Like, he's born during like the fucking, like, before the Civil War or some shit. Like,
I mean, he looks fantastic for his age. He's adapted to the times well. Yeah, just make sure it says interrogate, not take down.
does. You're right.
What do I need to break to make you tell the truth about
But Jean Grey's thing is that she's like way too powerful, and when she releases the Dark Phoenix, it's a huge threat to humanity. You know, all of the X-Men, and even the like characters like Mystique.
Oh yeah.
Like, beautiful, can turn into any beautiful person that she wants, but her real true form is like considered ugly, you know, or just like an abomination. Really fascinating shit, because it's like more of an identity thing for her.
There was one of those spoof movies that had Mystique in it. I forget which one it was, but she was like, Mystique was hooking up with. Is there a dude on the roof with you? Turn around. Oh no, it's just light. She was like hooking up with this dude or whatever. It's like, I could be anything you want to be. It's like, yeah, give me that big granny badonkadonk. Big flabby grandma arms. Yeah, I mean, each character is like so morally complex, and like, yeah, there's like I don't know how you said it, but like, yeah, each of their gifts, as much as a like blessing as it is a curse,
right.
And like, yeah, Mystique is a great example. And then she fucking hooks up with the devil to fucking make Kurt.
Yeah.
The only thing about it, it's not too hard to go into Rogue's character, but they already kind of do that with the X movies. Like X1 is all about Rogue essentially. I mean, I'm trying to think of other like more out there. Like, cause Storm has it completely under control as far as we all know.
Yeah.
I think the major one really is Cyclops for me, that I'd like to see more of a like exploration on his character. All the more reason why I definitely want to watch X-Men Evolution again. And then
Even Professor X said, like, remember you would hear everybody like talking and stuff like in their heads and stuff, and it was like, and even like the thing I really liked about Logan is once he started getting dementia and stuff, they're like, the U.S. government has classified that man's brain as a weapon of mass destruction. Like that, I thought all of that shit was fucking cool in Logan. You know what I'm talking about? They're like, he's basically way too dangerous to be kept alive, like, because he'll start seizing people up. I thought all of that was so cool in Logan, and it's like it's interesting to see where it's like a man that just wanted to bridge the gap between mutants and humans ends up being the thing that hurts it. Isn't that kind of like interesting for Charles? Like,